Rothstein here, famed Rothstein here, Betting Public Sports Show. Today is Thursday, August 31st, 2023. I swear, August is a long motherfucking month, ain't it? I mean, I know there's several others that are 31 days, but this 31 days seems long. But anyway, welcome back to Betting Public Sports Show. I'm your beloved host, famed Rothstein, aka Michael Snackson, aka Bay O Wolf, aka Hacksaw Jim Thuggin, aka Malcolm Excellence. Okay, and I've got action for you, college football action. I got three joints for you today. I'm not gonna hold you up. We're gonna get right into it because by the time this comes out and it's published, it'll be about noon Eastern, all times Eastern on the famed Rothstein Sports Investing Show, Betting Public Sports Show, audio podcast, all times Eastern, and you'll have about 4.5 hours at the most to place your action. So I'm trying to get this to you as quick as possible. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video, okay? Leave comments, okay? Because we didn't do too good last week. 1-4. That was not very good last week. We got to fix that. 1-4 Saturday. We got to fix that, okay? So yeah, let's just get right into it. Because at 4:30, we've got UConn. It's all college football today. We've got UConn and NC State out in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Pardon me for 1 second. Okay. UConn, head coach Jim Moore Jr. Hey, this is his second year with them, and last year he kind of turned them around really quickly. That NFL coaching pedigree. Just to change an atmosphere for the young ball players. Yeah, I think they won about 4 good games last year, and looking to, I think they had a really big upset of Liberty in a game last year, and like I said, but I think Hugh Freeze was already on his way out, like kind of mentally had checked out Liberty by then because he knew he was going to the SEC or back to a bigger school, and just so happens ended up in the SEC at Auburn. Okay, against Saban, who he's had success against. But I digress. But Jim Moore Jr., like we said, like we've been saying for years on this show, these guys who come from bigger programs or the NFL come down a level and usually dominate. And trust me, Jim Moore, he won't be at UConn long enough to dominate them, but while he's here, he'll dominate them. You know what I'm saying? The UConn level of play. So yeah, well, UConn comes back with quarterback Joe Fagano, or Fagnano. Apologize if say that wrong. He's a transfer from Maine, but they do have Victor Rosa, a running back, sophomore running back, had 140 carries last year for 636 yards. Okay, Devontae Hudson, another running back. And they've got a guy, running back, a linebacker, Jackson Mitchell. He's on all the preseason watch lists for all the front seven awards: the Gursky Award, Bednarik Award, Butkus Award, all that shit. All right, and they're going against NC State, who is kind of a little bit of a transition. NC State was never really necessarily that formidable or that noteworthy in the ACC, other than those couple of years they had Philip Rivers. Even then, he just kept them in games because he was that good of a quarterback. But now the quarterback Brennan Armstrong, he's a transfer from Virginia. Okay, and their best running back is inexperienced Michael Allen. He's a sophomore, but he didn't play much last year. Okay, and if you ask me, what I can tell, their best players are the skill players on the perimeter, primarily defense. So which that means that they don't have very strong front sevens. Okay, offensive or defensive. Okay, and I think that's going to play a big factor in the day because the normal spread is NC State. Pardon me. The normal spread is NC State minus, here it comes up, minus 14 and a half. I don't think that's happening at all. I think UConn's going to cover. Uh, but we gave ourselves a little cushion just in case. We take UConn plus 17 and a half. That's minus 152. Right around that edge, right around that those odds there were. Sometimes we might add a half a unit, sometimes we might not. We're gonna stay, okay? Right here, but we're gonna take them UConn plus 17 and a half, minus 152 odds, all right? And then at 5 p.m., well, let's do this one at 7 p.m. because this one's gonna be a rout, I believe. But just how much do you trust it? Okay, got Kent State at Central Florida. Speaking of Auburn, former Auburn coach Gus Malzahn, the head coach of UCF. Okay, Kent State 5-7 last year overall. You know, like fifth in the MAC, or they were down toward the bottom of the MAC, and I mean, I'll be honest with you, Kent State doesn't recruit well. Players other than Northeast Ohio might get a few Cincinnati area stragglers that didn't go bigger, but for the most part, they don't. Southern Michigan. That's their base. The state of Ohio and Southern Michigan, and so they're good once every 4 or 6 years. Okay, once they get a decent the years where they catch a decent class against everybody else's bad class. Okay, but now UCF, they got that quick strike. That's what Gus Malzahn's gonna do. He's gonna score quickly on you. He's gonna have quick strike offenses. Okay, and pardon me. I mean, I know he's got my main man Reese Plumley, John Reese Plumley, the quarterback. He'll play on Sundays at some point. Well, he'll at least get a cup of coffee. I don't know how much he'll play, but he'll at least get a cup of coffee in the NFL. Solid college quarterback. Now the normal spread of this game is Central Florida minus 35 and a half. You trust Gus Malzahn with that much points? Do you really? Because I don't. He's just a goofy ass coach. Tries too much shit and throws a pick six here or a fumble here, scoop and score. All types of goofy shit happens with him. But at the same time, he'll beat and sometimes soundly inferior competition. But that's just a lot of damn points, 35 and a half. So we're going to give Kent State a little more cushion. We're going to take Kent State plus 38 and a half. That's minus 157. Again, right around those odds where you make the decision. Half a unit more or you good where you're at. Like I said, with me, because we took such a beating last year, we're going to stay where it's at. Not going to add any units to it, but we're going to just, take the win and bounce. All right, so minus 157, Kent State. Okay, and the last one at 7 p.m., okay, you got Florida going against Utah. Okay, now everybody's making this big to-do about Florida. This is their first time playing non-conference outside the state of Florida in like 30 years or something, and that is significant. But it is, but it isn't, because it didn't have nothing to do with this coaching staff or players. Okay, but just going into a hostile environment. Everybody knows who Florida is. Even the people in Utah. Florida doesn't. It was 6-7 last year. don't have really much to write home about as far as returning. This isn't, Steve Spurrier isn't walking through that door right now. Okay, what's his name? Danny Werfel is not walking through that door. Emmett Smith is not walking through that door. Okay, uh, the tight end Pitts, he's not walking through that door. You know what I'm saying? The Pouncey brothers, you know, those guys, from the Swamp Nation. Plus, Florida's a little. Let's be honest, they're probably a little embarrassed at that documentary. That was some. That might have been a little sloppier ran department than the U, but I digress. Um, Pardon me, Utah. They come back. Their quarterback comes back. That their Cam Rising. He had an injury last year in the bowl game against Penn State. I'm assuming he's been cleared to play, and because he had what 33,000 yards passing last year, 26 touchdowns. It's pretty solid. And plus, they won the Pac-10 last year. Remember, they beat USC and Heisman Trophy winner Caleb Williams. And they come back with three offensive linemen, very significant, very significant. 60% of your starting offensive linemen coming back. You know what I'm saying? And Lander Barton, he was the defensive freshman of the year in the Pac-12. Like I said, they've got heat. Utah, when I was looking at them, I was like, damn, they did do all that. They've got heat. They're solid. And that's why we're going to take the Utes, Utah. We're going to add points to them. We're going to take them -9, plus 140. They're going to smoke them. Utah's going to smoke Florida. Trust me. All right? Plus 140. All right? So let's recap. Okay? We've got at 7 p.m., you've got Kent State University at Central Florida. We're going to take Kent State plus 38.5. That's -157. Okay? 5 p.m., okay, or 4:30 p.m. Eastern, all times Eastern. Okay? We've got UConn at North Carolina State. We're going to take UConn plus 17.5 for -152. And then the last one, 5 p.m. Eastern, Utah hosting Florida. We're taking Utah -9 for plus 140. All right. So there you have it. You got plenty of time to get online, get in line, and get to the bag. And the show's motto: if there's games to be played, there's money to be made. We'll be back tomorrow with more action. Yeah, because we got we'll be back Friday with we'll be back all weekend with podcasts, video and audio. I can't believe I said podcasts. With podcasts, okay, audio and video for the weekend, all right? But there you have it. Let's go get our action. Let's be safe. Let's be courteous. And we'll be back tomorrow to talk about it. But until then, folks, everybody be well. Peace.